Mm-hmm.
Your time.
Hello, 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 everybody. We are live. Hello. Thank you all for joining us today. What? Oh, thank you all for joining us today. Today we have two young ladies. Um, we have Tiff back for her second time around. And then we have Miss Victory. Miss Victory, go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
I'm a professional. Thank you. Um, my name is Victory. I'm not gonna give you all of it, but my name is Victory. I am 40 years old. I am from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I like long walks on the beach. I'm a Sagittarius. I am a mother of three. Um, what else would you like to know?
Shout out to the bag in the building.
I'm just saying the best.
Period. Period. Well, I thank everyone for joining us, you ladies, for joining us. Tonight, we are going to continue our conversation. We're kind of gonna end this conversation. So the first episode, we talked about basically what did we talk about the first episode? The first episode we talked about dating in 2022 and how almost disastrous it is. With, of course, there's always hope. So then we talked about men versus women. Now, at this point, I really want to talk about at this point because I believe that it's not so much more as just a human nature thing. And I think that some things that we keep comparing to men versus women, it really has something to do with how we treat each other. So let's talk about that and how can we heal? Because I really think that we as human beings, we really need to heal. Black people, we've been through so much, and there's so much pain and that we all have and we all share, and it's like collectively we can talk about some of the same things that hurt us. So we need to heal from that, and then only until that happens can we really honestly start to love someone else. um Miss Tiffany, what are your thoughts on that? Just kind of encompassing what we've talked about so far.
Yes. So I definitely feel like we need to heal as a community, and even just historically, we have been pitted against each other. Right. So yes, even just historically, we've always been pit against each other. And just, and there are higher ups that know that if they can tear us down, if they can get us to tear ourselves down and tear each other down, then, they don't have any work to do. We're doing all the work for the people who want to see us fail, and so I really feel like, a lot of these conversations that we have, men versus women, and there's so much just anger and resentment that goes back and forth that
On both sides.
on both sides, and I will
Mhm.
admit, women, we're, we bash some men sometimes, and men, we hear them, bashing women, and it's like, we're not getting anywhere.
Mhm.
It's just we're on a hamster wheel of just, well, you did this to me and you did that to me, and we're honestly just blaming the people that hurt us instead of
Right.
looking for the solutions.
Mhm.
And that's the most important, because honestly, we don't hear other races doing that.
That's true.
Not to get on us like that or whatever, but
Mhm.
we don't hear them doing that. We don't. And
Mhm.
there's a hurt that is so deep
Yeah.
in our community, and yeah, we are definitely at a place where we need to heal, so yes.
Miss Victory, what are your thoughts on this?
I guess I would speak from personal experience, and I agree with what you're saying. But my thing is, with coming from foster care and my mom and things of that nature, it's always been to me in my relationships what I've seen, because I understand and reflect on my flaws. Whereas if my mom couldn't or my dad couldn't, why do I need to believe what you're doing?
Mhm.
So my love has always been based off of prove. That me, I don't care about your words. I don't care. So my love is different. Love language is different from everyone else. So I get the whole healing thing. I understand I never healed from that concept. So that's why my love language is that way.
Mhm.
So, and then me recently losing my mom. So now it's like,
Mhm.
okay, pause. Does that change everything? Am I going to self-reflect again? Am I going to, what's my new criticism? Where's my new goal? Because my new goal, my first goal was be better than her. Now I'm better than her. Now I'm lost her. Now, okay, what you gonna do now as far as
Right.
love? Like, you already did that. Now what you gonna do to be different?
Mhm.
So I think I always knew that I was loving different because I wanted to be loved different.
Right.
So when you're talking about how do I interpret love, mine is different from hers and his
Mhm.
and theirs. And I need
Mhm.
someone who's going to understand and respect it. And I understand if you can't, because I am complicated. I am difficult at times. But at
Mhm.
the same time, I'm definitely supportive. I'm understanding. And I will make sure your structure is okay. I make sure your piece is okay. I make sure your
That's it.
I make sure.
Right.
So my thing is, I never asked for someone else to make sure I'm okay, because if my mom couldn't do it, why am I ask you? And it goes a different astray. So why I can't love on somebody the way I love on them is different.
Mhm.
So I feel love is different for
Mhm.
everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely. And that's definitely true. And you brought up a good point. Because when you talk about love and when you talk about how you like to be loved. And I think that in every situation, the way that each person likes to be loved or each person responds to a love is how they interpret love being given and how they interpret love and how they're comfortable with it. And so you brought up love languages. And so I think that that's something that a lot of people kind of,
I don't even believe in love language to a
Mhm.
certain extent. I only say that because that's the current trend. And the
Mhm.
thing is, it's not a love language. You condition and you knowing how I like to be touched. You know how, because we are spending that time. It has
Mhm.
nothing to do with love language. It's common sense. You seeing
Mhm.
and you spending that time with me.
Mhm.
You know I like you to lick me here. You know I like this taco. You know I like that. So
Mhm.
that ain't my love language. You paying attention that I want you to. Please, it makes me happy. Touch me here.
See,
Give
I
me that
and,
taco.
and I disagree. I think that like if we're like I understand what you're saying, but I think that if you are, because love language is very compartmentalized, and so if you look at it in that aspect, and it's all based upon the way that you interpret love. So
Logical
here's
thinking.
my example.
Me being in contact with you.
But that's
It's
you, though.
logical.
But that's you
logical.
though.
1 + 1.
Everybody does not compute that way. Everybody does not. It's not just logical for everybody. The way that you were shown love, like you said, that the way that you were shown love, that shapes the way that you interpret love. That shapes the way that you would like to receive love. The way that you were shown love shapes the way. In the same way, it's all different. The way you can do something for me and think that I'm going to accept it because I know that that's how you show love. The way that I show love or want to receive love may be something totally different. It may be just spending time with you. It may be just you doing something for me. And yes, in that that person has to pay attention to you to know that. And that's where that
The
selfishness,
logical
right?
thinking
So it is
comes
logical,
into-
but it's also you really have to pay attention. And if that person is not really emotionally invested, they
Or mature.
just won't, or mature, they
That's the
just
key.
won't.
Mature, invested
Tiffany?
has,
Mhm.
are two different things.
I think that's the key too. How emotionally invested are they in you to pay attention to
Mhm.
you? Because there have been relationships that I've been in where, you're constantly asking for the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Mhm.
And it's like, are they listening? Or, and I can remember times where I felt like, does this person even care enough about me? Are they paying attention? Like, because I feel like, and this may be, kind of fantasy or whatever. But I feel like if you love me enough, you
Mhm.
should want to know, okay, well, yeah, well, let me tune into this person. Let me see, what
Absolutely.
does she like? What does
Mhm.
she, what is making her upset? I don't want
Mhm.
to do anything to make this person upset, because that's the way I view love. It's like,
Right,
okay, well,
right.
I'm in love with you. So I know that you like this. I know you like to be touched here. I know you want food when you come home. I know
Mhm.
that, and so I'm not doing anything consciously to hurt you, to get on your nerves, to push your buttons,
Mhm.
And I think, but that all depends on, like you said, how emotionally invested.
Right.
That's the status that Dante, I don't want to say name, but he posted in Rain Report about, oh, she said she was gonna do all this stuff and invest and suck his god, and use him and do all the stuff he loves until she gets someone. I'm like, well, you doing all the stuff that you in a relationship for. You doing all the stuff to adapt to get what you want and to get what you both want out of the situation. So I don't understand what the
What the problem is.
compromise or
Right.
what you're trying to say in the meantime, because
Yeah.
that's what you're doing. Like, even again, I stand
Mhm.
by what I said, because even so of different level, like I like physical touch versus monetary or gift things, but that's because you spend time with me. You come,
Mhm.
you come, it's logical because you know this about me. You got to know me. You know that I like this.
Right.
So it's not a surprise. It's not a I'm using you to get that.
Right.
It's
right.
not.
Right. Right. And it should like I just don't understand, like it shouldn't be looked at as, oh, somebody is using you. Like you're how about just being just a decent human being?
I'm fat.
And I think
I
think
like
that's what
food.
it kind of boils down to, is
Feed
just
me.
being a decent human being, treating people the way that you want to be treated.
Yes.
If I love
Simple.
on you,
Logical.
love on me. Just
Makes
just
sense.
love on me. And this is, a lot of times we go by the I say the music that we listening to, and
Yeah.
yes, we grown as hell, but the music and things that we listen to, we always, these little things, that these little sayings that we're saying, and we're kind of like teaching ourselves to hate each other. I think that we're teaching ourselves to literally hate each other. Yes, and now, because of that, I have to be more careful. I'm not a person that, necessarily, is just like, oh, you the bad guy. But I have to be more careful.
Yeah.
I have to not be a little bit more green when it comes down to dealing with people, because people are kind of sort of, they're
The keyboard courage, but I like to
Mhm.
assume my thing is I assume positive intent until you
Mhm.
prove me otherwise.
Mhm.
We go on a date, I'm gonna give you full loyalty, I'm gonna give you
Mhm.
full communication, I'm gonna
Mhm.
give you full everything until you prove me otherwise.
Right.
I'm
What's that?
gonna
What's that?
assume positive
That
intent.
that video
So-
to say, "Fuck around and find out." That's me. That's me. That the
but
epitome
I don't
of
have
me.
the
Fuck
negative. I don't
around
have the negative
and find
connotation on it. I really don't want to fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
I really want to assume
Right. That's for the best.
positive intent. I'm
Yeah.
literally not that.
Yeah.
I'm because I'm sorry. I am a Sagittarius. I'm fired. Don't set me
Yeah.
off. So
Yeah,
I'm
look,
going to be
yeah.
calm, cool, collect, assume. Because I don't want the confrontation, but I am great in it. I
Right.
thrive in it. I don't want to do that. I'm cool with submitting. I'm cool with being, hey, how you doing? Whatever. I'm fine with being the life of the party. I'm fine with all of that. But don't lie to me.
I know, and that's
Don't-
the most that's the worst thing ever.
Don't lie to
like,
me.
Please don't.
There's
lie
no
to me.
reason to lie to me,
It's not.
and that's why.
Please.
And I have boys where I, didn't have the male figure. Not tell them about women. My number one rule: don't lie. There's no reason to lie, because there's a woman that'll fuck with you in every circumstance.
Yep.
In
Yep.
every one of them.
If
And I'm
one
here
don't
to tell
work,
you,
another one will be there.
there's a woman. There's one.
Mhm.
Don't lie. If you want to talk to plenty of girls, let them know, hey, you can't be my girlfriend because
Mhm.
I don't want this, because be truthful. I promise you, the women will still mess with you.
Mhm.
Just don't tell no stories, and don't tell them where we live. The end.
Miss Riri Lamar, she says they don't have the ability to be involved emotionally if they are trauma filled, and that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. But here's the thing that I've noticed. And we say that we as women, we say that we want a man to be healed. We say we want a man to be in touch with his emotions. And I've heard women say that a man is too soft. When a man tries to show his emotions, they're turned off about it. I've heard that. And quite honestly, at some point in time, I believe that that was, why is it? Why is that? Why is that some of us, we believe that if a man, if a man shows emotion, we don't want him. Whoa, why is that? But then we want a man to show emotion, and then they wind up showing the wrong type of emotion.
Well, now I think you got the wrong guest member on that one, because I have been in relationships where they have showed that emotion. So again, I'm not the one that's been for the streets. I've been in an 11-year relationship, I've been in a 6-year relationship, and I feel like I've been the one that has been the lack of emotion too, because I didn't want to be vulnerable, because I was already the girl. Just be real about it. I was already, so me being vulnerable on top of what I came from, that whole, you got to come healed. I've never been one to preach that one, because I never came healed. That's never been my song or dance ever in life. With that being said, I've always, I don't do the victim shit.
But I think we have to
zero. You don't got to come healed, but I don't even doing that. Because I don't do the victim. I don't wallow.
And we look at too, like, how comfortable are men in that space?
Right.
They've been told so many times over and over again that they're not supposed to show emotion. They may not have had anybody before them modeling showing emotion and what that looks like.
Right.
They may have been in a single mom home, and they see how their mom expresses their emotion, and mom screaming and yelling and fussing and fighting and cussing.
Right.
And so they feel like, that's what showing emotion is. And so a lot of men don't really have a clear picture of how to show that emotion and still remain in their masculine divine energy.
That's true. And I think there's a lot of when people say come healed, like those, to me, those terms that people are using, there are trend terms. I do not believe that, and this is, hey, shoot me, I don't give a fuck. But I think that these are terms that most people just hopped on the bandwagon because, bitch, you ain't been using that. You ain't been saying that. You have not been living that. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that we hop on these trends, and they start to, because it's not for everybody. Everything that everybody does is not for you. You know what I'm saying? There's people who do various things, and it is what it is, but it's not for me. And so as you start to just really think about what am I really doing, what am I really saying, like some of the stuff that you're saying, and I'm an open book. I try my best to live what I say. You know what I'm saying? I'm also human, but for the most part, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm pretty much what I say I am. And it just is what it is. But I think, like I said, I think that people hop on these trends, and they look to social media to say, oh, this is something that's great now. This is something that's going on now that I think I may want to attach myself to, and you don't even really know what it means. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a lot of this stuff, you don't even really know what it means. I remember back when they were talking about, like, who was that? Drake had the song out and he was like, no new friends. And everybody was saying no new friends. Why, bitch?
Right.
Why?
Right.
Why you don't want no new friends? I want some new friends. Not saying that I'm going to discard the old friends, but new friends are good to have.
Right.
Are good to come by.
Are they good people? definitely welcome new friends if they positive influence.
Absolutely. I don't see why not.
Well, my thing is with that, we can have new associates. I'm not gonna have no new friends, but until then, we got to prove to be a friend. Ain't no just
Right.
Well, definitely,
Oh,
definitely
absolutely.
proving yourself. So, not just
because I
anybody.
promise you can try
Absolutely.
Victory anywhere, and I'm gonna be either like, oh, everybody's gonna be like, but okay, we're not all friends. I think it's the
Mhm.
association with the term. Everybody's
Mhm.
friend, cousin, family,
Right.
and I'm not her. No.
Yeah, no.
And my sister said, well, that's you, my cousin. No, we're not. You her cousin. You're not my cousin.
Right. And it's more
that's my
so
sister,
it's not
but you're not my cousin.
it's not just saying like, oh, like automatically
No,
you're my
that's
friend.
everything. And I think
It's-
that's how the love word go too. That's why we're
Mhm.
discussing it. Oh, I love
Yeah.
you. No. And
Yeah.
that's why my
That
dissociation
part.
with it. Like I'm good with
Mhm.
it. I'm very logical,
Mhm.
more of an action. I'm fine on the words. I'm very eloquent with my words. I do the poetry. I can do all of that. I can
Mhm.
do the Wall Street. I can do the black. But no, it's love. It's different for everybody. Like you
Yeah.
can't tell me this is love, and I'm like, oh, okay. No, I'm good. No, show me.
Right.
That's true.
That's love. Okay, let's do that. That sounds great. Let's do that.
Yeah.
No, what else come with it besides what you just said?
Exactly.
Literally an action word.
And a lot of times people don't really take their friendships seriously. You know, people
Yeah.
confuse friendships with networking or associates. And it's like,
Mhm.
you know, if there are
Mhm.
people who
Mhm.
admire what you do
Mhm.
and they want to be like you, or they like they like what you do, that's a networking partner
Yeah.
or an associate that,
Mhm.
maybe they want to
Mhm.
mentor, they want to be
Mhm.
mentored or something like that.
Mhm.
But that's not necessarily,
That's
okay,
not your friend.
people will try to get in your space to learn what
Absolutely.
you do and take
Absolutely.
take your energy
Absolutely.
and pull from you and drain from you. And that's not a friend. A friend wants to
Mhm.
build and pour into you and
Mhm.
build with you and, be there for you as well. So, a lot of times we hear a lot of, oh, I don't trust people. I don't want no new friends. But the people that they've called friends in the past were not true friends.
Exactly. So and that brings me to my point, or not to my point, but to a question. And Vic, I've asked this before in us, we've talked about it. Who taught you how to be a friend?
Well,
Exactly.
the difference between what you just said was the fact of the reciprocation.
Mhm.
One was a two-way street, one
Mhm.
wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
One was I'm getting something out of
Mhm.
it. I'm learning from it. I'm
Mhm.
going to progress from this, and I'm not
Mhm.
going to pour into it because I'm
Right.
getting something out of it.
Right.
So there's nothing for me to pour into. I'm getting something out of it.
Or they get what they get and
Versus-
leave.
Mhm.
Right.
You know?
Versus me being a friend. I'm learning. So let's progress off of this. This is going to be our building block. So the difference
Absolutely.
between an associate and a friend is there's beneficial
Mhm.
energy in the friendship versus an associate where
Mhm.
it's just a blanket table type situation where you can't be. That's the thing that people be so. Oh, she didn't like that. Ain't even your friend. Why you
Exactly.
mad?
Why you
She-
upset?
So
Mhm.
it's never been that type
Mhm.
of energy.
Mhm.
So stop calling that person your friend because they ain't give you
Exactly.
nothing. They was there for a reason.
Or
Yeah.
they'll try to be in your space for the clout they can get. Oh,
Exactly.
they're around these people.
Yeah.
They're around, business, and they're business owners. And so they're, and so,
Mhm.
I'm going to soak up I'm going to meet these
Mhm.
people and try to,
Mhm.
weasel in. And it's like, no, that's not a true friendship.
Yeah.
Just
It's a
admire
business
and-
relationship, which
Yeah.
is fine.
Which is fine.
And that's fine because everybody
not
has
bad
everybody
at
has
all.
their place in your life.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that it's up to you as that person to know where to put people.
Yeah.
You have to know where to put people. You
And
can't just
intention.
exactly.
Yeah.
You can't just, what I'm saying, be out
Logical
here just
thinking.
all willy-nilly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is that. Yeah, no. And so I think that once you see something in somebody that you may not like,
I think
or
that what the
whatever.
men have the upper hand at because I feel
Mhm.
like they'll cut that shit out in the meantime between time. They're more or less black and white. We want to fill it out and shit.
Yeah.
And that's where where I
Yeah.
agree with the men on. It's very
Yeah.
logical thinking. It's not hard, but y'all want to meditate on it, feel in it, and think they're gonna have a different thing.
Yeah.
Like
Because
no.
we're emotional.
Yeah,
you know?
and I
Mhm.
agree, and I feel like I've
Nurturing and
lacked
everything.
certain emotional,
Mhm.
but that's where I agree with men. It's like it's not that hard
Right.
to comprehend, or like, y'all want
Yeah.
to feel it out. What we gonna feel it for? Let it be what it is first, and then feel some shit afterwards. But y'all want to feel first.
Yeah. We always
When it
have to
is
do
what
that.
it is.
And
Oh, that's
and
my
I-
friend.
yeah,
No,
and
it's
I-
not. It's
and
not
I
your
do-
friend. You
Yeah.
just danced 2 songs with her. Now that's your friend.
Yeah, and I do think,
Like, come on
that
now.
that's like that's where you know, some people they get attached to some people. To me, I think that's kind of weird. I think that's kind of weird to just, you know, just automatically like, no, slow down.
Right.
Let me get to know you. Let me get to, you know, and then some people you just vibe with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like some people you just automatically vibe with, and you just link with.
Yeah.
And so you're like, okay, I'm still feeling you out. However, we can kick it.
Right.
We can kick it, but I'm still feeling you out. And in the moment that line appears, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I gotta get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Vic, you laugh, you smile.
You know me. I'm friendly. Yeah,
Ish.
I can make friends
Ish.
anywhere, but I'm definitely an energy type of person.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna,
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna force myself on nobody. I'm
Mhm.
definitely not gonna beg to
Mhm.
be in your presence. So I'm different. I really don't
Mhm.
need no validation unless you doing something for me, and even then, it's I already know I'm great because we in each other's presence. So there's that.
Right.
I'm definitely not one of those pick me type of people. Never
don't-
been. I think it's just always been. I mean,
What
My energy
would
always fit
describe
first.
a pick, and I'm just asking questions. What would describe a pick me type of person?
for me,
Mm-hmm.
would be whatever situation it is, they agree with it. It's
Oh,
never been
yeah.
a discourse.
Yeah.
It's always a you're right. Whoever
Mhm.
they feel is deemed as a
Mhm.
popular person at that point in time at
Mhm.
the table, they're going to agree with them.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't
Mm-hmm.
give a so
Mhm.
if I see that it's fucking black, I'm gonna say it's black. I ain't gonna say it's violet because you feel it's violet.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's black.
Absolutely.
And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It is what it is. I
Mhm.
learned and lived and fight another day.
right. And I think
It's what it is. But
Right.
teach me something. But I'm never going to completely show me that it's
Right.
wrong because right now that's really looking black. And then my glasses on too,
Mhm.
so it's still black. So
And that's one thing I think a lot of people
the
Um,
pressure, the
they're
peer
not
pressure
looking
shit, they
for-
could not handle it. They should have
No.
took Dare. They should have
yeah,
taught Dare a lot longer than what they did.
Yeah.
Because Dare was awesome for self-esteem.
it was. And I think a lot of people are looking for acceptance. That's, you know, this whole, you know, social media thing and all of these, you know, these everybody looking at, oh, everybody's living the life. No, we all ain't living the life.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? We all ain't living the life.
No.
And you know, we live in a life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a firm believer of, you know, you deal with it. You pull up your big girl panties
Mhm.
and you deal with it. But at the same time, you still have to enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Because what you gonna do at the end of the day? Nothing.
And even people with trust issues, you know, they're always like, oh, I can't trust this person, can't trust this person. But you shouldn't give your trust away that
Mhm.
easily until you
Mhm.
realize that you
Mhm.
can trust these people, you
Mhm.
know? And
Mhm.
like you said, we're all, you know, searching so hard for acceptance. I want to be accepted. And so they meet people and right away it's just, oh, telling all their business and, oh, just
Mhm.
trusting, you know, this person with whatever
Mhm.
without realizing who that person really is, you know? So
Right.
like
Yep.
be careful with we shouldn't give our trust away that easily,
Mm-mm.
you know?
It ain't even about trust. It's time. Y'all
Yeah.
occupying space and energy with people that don't even fucking matter.
Right.
I'm
And
sorry.
that's
Was I supposed to
distrust.
cuss?
No,
You
you
know,
good.
it's
You good. And that's the thing. And that's the thing
doing
with
really
me.
good this whole time. Trying to use
is
no
that-
profane language.
Girl, you can say whatever you want to say.
You're like, why are y'all even?
But
even...
I just think that, and I know because I know myself, and I'm not sitting up here trying to act like, oh, I just, you know, no, there has been times like I've given people chance after chance, you know, and it's like, you know, no, and I'm not even talking about. I'm not talking about just like in a relationship. I'm talking about just in friendship and giving people chance after chance. I remember this lady used to tell me, like, you the queen of chances.
Again,
You the
I have
queen of
not.
chances. And that's
Don't do
just
that.
because I automatically,
Oh my God, I don't have to forgive you.
I just, you know,
It's
I
not my
just
job.
automatically want the best, you know, I want to thank, you know, especially people that I love, people that I
Yes.
say that I love.
Yeah.
However, my feelings have changed on that. You know, it is now more so of I'm sorry. It has to
Preserve
be
me.
self-serving
Yeah,
for me.
Yes.
It has to be serving. I
It's
have to
not
get
selfish
something
either.
out of this situation.
Yes.
I don't give a fuck who you are.
Again,
At
that's
some
the definition
point-
of being selfish. You
Yeah.
want to be selfish.
And that's fine.
Yes.
That's absolutely fine.
why is selfish
I-
being
I have-
negative?
absolutely.
Negative is
Right.
not
Absolutely.
negative.
Like today, prime example. I
Selfish
said
is
to
not
myself,
negative.
I'm not doing anything for anybody until I do something for myself. I don't give a damn what it was. I'm not spending no money on nobody before I spent money on myself. I went and got my nails done. I did what I had to do, whatever. Okay, now I'm good. Guess what? I still ain't doing nothing until tomorrow. I still ain't doing it until tomorrow because I'm being selfish with me.
Yes.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
you have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
because
have to
if
be.
not, I think you're gonna waste away.
Mhm.
You're gonna waste away. And there, at some point in time, like a person like me who has given multiple chances, then we start looking like the bad guy. Oh, this person, no. So people that, and it's a catch-22 because you have people that have known you forever that you now are setting those boundaries. And then you have new people that you're just meeting, and they're probably looking at you like, damn, this bitch. No, this is just the new me that you if you knew me 6 years
You
ago,
don't know me.
it would probably be
Yeah.
a totally different person.
Mhm.
But now at this point, I don't have time for the shit.
Yeah, for real.
If it's something that I don't like, if it's not serving to me, I'm out. I don't
Yeah.
have no business. I don't even have no business dealing with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the
Yeah.
same for me. If you not self-serving as a friend to me and I'm not the same for you, let me go.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
is what it is.
Mhm.
Big,
What I
what
do?
you got to say? You got something to say?
She took the glasses off.
I took-
I
I figured I wasn't reading, so I ain't
I'm
have to.
hungry. What y'all doing tonight?
gotta work third shift.
Oh.
Child, honey.
Work third shift.
I can't do that one. But no, I think that, and then as we, explore more into like ourselves and really who we are, like I think because a lot of us, we don't even really know who we are.
Mm-mm.
Like really honestly, and I will say this, all the time, that people are sitting and looking on social media and saying, oh, this person is getting this many likes. And it's childish to me. It's childish to me because I'm 41 years old. Look good.
Nah, come on.
But I'm for-
and you cute.
And the
on.
period. Okay. But no, for real. Like, I'm 41 years old and I'm really caring what somebody else is saying about me or what somebody else has got to say about me. And again, I've been that person who, really cared, like I said before, about the amount of kids that I got, about the amount of baby daddies that I got, all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? But now at this point, I could really give a fuck. And not just now, like newly, but there was a point in time where I came to the conclusion and I said, you know what? Whatever I do, it does not affect nobody, because you know why? Because I'm not calling nobody for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not calling nobody for nothing. I'm not, I figure my shit out on my own. Like dead ass. I figure my shit out on my own. I talk to my sister for
Nope.
a minute.
I call my
talk
daddy.
to my friends
I call
for
my
a minute.
daddy. Hey,
and
daddy.
I figure my shit out on my own.
Daddy, hey, daddy. This light bulb over here. Oh, that ain't my daddy. I thought it was my daddy. But
I was like, oh,
Daddy,
look,
hey.
he right on point.
hey, daddy. I need this bush looked at real quick. This light bulb over here. I was thinking that we can put a daddy
Mhm. And see, that's the thing with
No.
me is that, and that's a thing, like how everybody has a certain type of like for me, I can't necessarily call my dad. You know what I'm saying? My biological dad, I can't call my biological dad. You know what I'm saying? I choose not to call my biological dad.
Neither.
My stepdad, I choose not to call him, for certain reasons.
Over there.
I plan to, look at what I got going on and I handle my shit.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Now the thing is that when it comes down to you dealing with a man and that man then feeling like if you're not asking for my help, why am I here? And so it's like I got to try to loosen those reins because, you know, like when Glenn passed, it's like I got used to having a man. I got used to having a man, and you know, oh, my tire need to be changed, and I call him and be like, hey, and he be like, damn it, fuck, I'm on my way, and I be like, okay, he cussed, but he on his way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now it's not now, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm single. So it's like I still figure that shit out. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like we have to get used to and breaking down those walls again. So it's like now those walls is being built back up because now I got to do this shit by myself again. Yeah. I remember when I like after maybe about a week or two after he passed, somebody broke into my car and bust my window. And I literally just sat in my garage and I just cried. Like the kids and everything, they were upstairs. And I just cried for about 30 minutes because I said, Lord, I literally just called your phone. Right. And you can't answer. Right. So it's like, you know, now I have to get used to all of this shit again. I got to get my own oil change. I got to get my own tune up. I got to get all this other shit. And it's like, God damn, you know, another day, I just like shit, you know, and it's hard. It is. How do you, Tiffany, break down that wall? How do you get that wall broken down?
You know, it's hard because once you get so used to doing it by yourself, you know, I mean, there's been relationships that I was in where I was still doing it by myself, you know, and so I get it done. And I have to just mentally tell myself, okay, until somebody else is here to step into this role, I have to get it done, you know, and I try not to think about, you know, someone being in that role or, you know, wanting someone to be in that role that if they're not there, because then I feel like that creates a lack, you know, and then I wouldn't be able to mentally prepare myself to get it done for myself. Right. You know, so as long as I'm telling myself, okay, listen, it's just me. I have to get this done. I have to I have to be the one to be in place to make sure this gets figured out. And I have to stay in a certain mindset and mentality in order to be that way, in order to, you know, and I often ask myself, like, okay, you know, when someone does come along or if someone comes along, whatever, and they want to step in that role, will I be, you know, ready enough or whatever to allow them to? Right. And that's the challenge. I think a lot of women go through.
No, so I think that's where I'm at.
And I think that's a challenge that we go through because, you know, a lot of men always hop on you guys don't submit and you ladies don't want to submit. And it's not that we don't want to. We will be glad to just be able to release and embrace our feminine energy and allow the man to just take over and be in that space. But because we get so used to doing it and having to do it, like I said, even when I've been in relationships where I had to look over myself because, you know, I mean, there was times when, I'm in a relationship, but I'm cleaning the snow off my car. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm doing it myself anyways, you know, and
I'm the actor now of you right now, of what literally you just said, and you can contest to that. But I've been I'm doing everything, and I'm gonna do everything so you'll love me. You have no reason not to love me. I'm going to do the sex. I'm going to do the job. I'm going to do the bills. I'm going to do the kids. You know? And then it didn't work for me. Something, and I broke it off. And I pointed out why I didn't break it off. And that whole year I've been single from this person because I laid it out. He then mastered everything that I told him I had a problem with because it wasn't me that there was a problem. And that's not to say I was perfect. Right. Because in the meantime, between time, I also looked at myself like, what could I do better? Where was it that he couldn't feel he can come to me to do this better at that point in time? Not to say, again, he fucked up. Thus him doing extra now. The whole year. Yeah, you have to show me that. Right. Because I'm not taking your word no more. The love is great. It's been there,
Right. We've been there.
So now what's the action part of that? So with that being said, it is very compromising, and that's the thing. It's very compromised. I had to compromise on my vulnerability.
Yeah.
I had to compromise and be
Yeah.
vulnerable to make sure I was allowing him to do it. Because guess what? Without him, get a single year, my mortgage was paid, my insurance was paid,
Right.
my car note was
Right.
paid, everything
Mhm.
was paid.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the point.
Yeah.
The point isn't even of him paying that
Mm-hmm.
because I did it. So that can't be the point.
Right.
So if he do it, that can't be the point.
right.
So now what my divine joy is in question now. That's what
Mhm.
I'm looking for.
Right.
Can you help me with that?
Exactly. And I think a lot of men don't really understand that, like, you know, like we all sit and we talk about, oh, you know, that woman, she just wants somebody that got some money and blase skipped and da, da, da. But everybody is not like that.
Everybody not.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody is not like that.
Even
Like,
the ones
yes,
that claim to be like that.
exactly.
They
And
don't
it's like,
be
yes,
the
I
heart.
want
That
you.
wasn't her.
That-
I ain't going to that one.
that part.
Oh.
That part.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, they get so caught up in the money aspect of everything.
Right.
And then, because for me, if I hear you constantly saying a woman she only want me for my money, she only want me for my money.
I'm looking
Sir,
for
how
your
much
money.
money you got?
First, let's
Where
start
your
there.
money, sir? Where your money?
So I know how to
Where
act
your
to
money?
get that
Because
money. too.
it's not given. It's not given. You know what I'm saying? So all of this money that you're here talking about, it's not here.
Right.
And then we forget that people know us in real life.
right. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
We
even the
forget
women-
that people know us in real life.
the women that all money.
And
money,
and the
money.
women, and the
Yeah,
women,
the
and the
ones
women.
that's
She got
claiming
somebody
that.
blowing her back out that ain't took the trash out.
Right.
She do. She do.
Yeah.
She got somebody blowing her back out that she
Mhm.
can't call if she needs something. She do.
Exactly.
She absolutely do.
Yeah.
Because I think that we all have. And I think that because of that is a simple thing of, you know, I want you to treat me how I want to be treated. Again, in every situation, I want you treat me as a friend. Okay, hold on. If you treat me as a friend how you want to be treated, guess what? Guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna treat you the same way because it's all reciprocation. It's all reciprocation, and I think that right now at this point,
It's not all reciprocation for everybody. That's why y'all
right,
call
not at
friends.
everybody,
That's the
but
stupid
that's what I'm
part.
saying is that it should be a
Mhm.
reciprocation.
Right.
It should be. There should never be a situation to where I think that I'm being used. I think that I've been in situations before that I believe that I've been used.
Oh, I know I've been used.
And it don't feel good at
Mhm.
all. It don't feel good at
Mhm.
all. So my thing is that now if I deal with you, guess what? There is something that I am getting out of the situation. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's not just dick.
Right. Yeah.
It's not just dick.
yeah.
Oh, and I wouldn't have been comparing that to even just dick situation.
Yeah,
I'm talking about
'cause I can get dick anywhere.
I've never masturbated. I obviously can get dick
Okay,
head,
so-
whatever, anywhere. That's never been an issue
Right.
for me. So again,
Yeah,
that
like
was
that,
never
like
it
there
for
is no
me.
issue with that. So it's like, what are we doing? You know, there has to be some type of in a friendship with you. You know what I get from you? I know that I can come over to your house. I know that we gonna smoke. I know that that we gonna turn
Eat?
up.
We gonna eat.
We gonna eat.
We gonna have a little Bible study.
Well, I know we
No.
gonna no, we ain't gonna have no Bible study.
Oh,
I know that we gonna have a really good time. You know what I'm saying? I know that if I need to call on her, I know that she'll be there if she can. That's the thing. That's another point that I wanted to bring out is that we expect people to be there for us, but we have no respect for what they got going on in their life. We have no respect for what they got going on in their life. Like I said, if she can, if I have a flat tire, and I think in this situation just came up, if I have a flat tire and she's not able to come and help me with my flat tire, first of all, we're do that. But second of all, if I call her for a flat tire and she can't come and help me change my tire or help me figure some shit out or don't say I'm on my way,
Right.
I can't get mad. She got a whole life.
Right.
She got whole kids. That's and that's even with any man that you're dealing with.
Mhm.
If I have an issue and you come out and you say, "Oh, I can't come right now," am I gonna get mad? Absolutely not. But you know what? You should be able to put some type of solution to the problem. There should be some type of suggestion. There should be some type of, bitch, you got AAA? I ain't got AAA. I mean, I got AAA if you don't. You know what I'm saying? It should be self-serving in some type of relationship. So we got somebody that's kind of text via text. And so his sentiment is, if the female don't let a man help her with her needs, then she is only dating, associating with him only for sex. Then is she only dating and associate?
I'm taking it
Okay.
kind of personal. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm not a help me kind of gal. I'm not a. I feel like if you see me in a situation, if you feel you can
Mhm.
contribute, you should say something.
Mhm.
I shouldn't say, hey, help me.
Mm-hmm. Damsel in distress.
I'm not her.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also because if I see you in a situation, I'm going to offer my help.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to just sit there and twiddle my thumbs.
Mhm.
So that's me.
Right.
I'm you know me.
Mm-hmm. Like,
what happened? I'm like, I had to dig myself out this
Mhm.
avalanche. Why you said that? Because I had a shovel,
right.
and then I had this one. So that's what had happened.
Right. And I had to think about it, and I said, like, just what was that, last week ago? I had some issue. My kids, they were sitting in the car when I was doing an egg roll sale, and they ran the battery out. I was mad. And so my friend, well, not even that, the night before I had a flat tire.
Yep.
Right. We had a whole lot of issues. The night before I had a flat tire. So I ended up at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night on the gas station. I called my friend, and literally the first thing he said was, "What do you need me to do?"
See, that's bomb.
I was wet.
She said I was wet.
Thank you.
Come on.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you.
Victory, I agree with you when you said that, if you see the need, jump in and help me, and I think I have like some issues because of a relationship that I was in where I would ask for help or I would ask for things, and it would be like this attitude,
like
or
it was
this
a bother.
irritation. Yes.
Mhm.
And that's the
Mhm.
last thing
Mhm.
that
I ain't
I
never
like.
even had that.
Like,
I can't even say that.
I don't like
I
feeling
so.
like I'm being a bother, or I don't
Mhm.
want to feel
Mhm.
like, okay, well, I just want you,
Mhm.
are you going to help me because you love me? You appreciate me, you like me? No. And it will always be like this kind of reaction,
Right.
and it was just like, ooh, so then that actually put it in my head to be like, okay, well, no, let me do it myself.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to
Yep.
I don't want anyone
Yep.
to be irritated helping me if it's a problem, so
Mhm.
I was
I'm there.
and I was there, but I was the opposite. Like, I ain't finna ask you, and then obviously now you're obsolete.
Mhm.
Now there's no use for you.
Yep.
And you want to be like, oh, it's your fault because you didn't say nothing. Is it?
Yeah.
Because you're here reaping the benefits of everything that's going on.
Mhm.
So
and then now, because
now
and I think
I'm the problem.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that again. I am to a certain extent. I am. But you are also there.
Mhm.
Yes, I
Yeah.
didn't say, hey, do this, but at the same time, you saw
You're
this needed to
there.
be done.
Yeah, like why do I have to Exactly.
So like, I get it.
being there for someone? Dwayne said, being there for someone when they need you. That's all relationships are.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I agree.
And so, and this is a point that I said to the people who are, they say there's a lot of men who say, oh, I don't want a relationship because I'm not ready. Which I get. I totally get that. I get that I totally get that, because at a certain point in time, when I get in a relationship with a man, I want you to bring the same, if not more, because I don't think that any relationship is 50-50.
Right.
I never believe that. I believe that at some point in time, he's going to do more than me and I'm going to do more for him. However, there is a balance.
Mhm.
There is a balance.
Yep.
When you come home at night, your food is going to be cooked. You're going to have a dinner.
Mhm.
Even if, guess what? Even if I don't cook, guess what? You're going to have something to eat.
Definitely.
You're automatically, when you come home at night, there's going to be a space where you can sit and you can chill and
Get
it
your
can be
peace.
quiet.
Come on.
It can be quiet.
Yeah.
If you feel like you got to go to the bathroom for 30, 45 minutes, guess what? Nobody is going to bother you.
Mhm.
Everybody is going to have to take, they're going to take a shit, they're going to piss, they're going to take a shower, they're going to do whatever they got to do when you come home. And why is that? Because as a man, you have made me feel confident. You have made me feel secure. You have given me what I need.
Mhm.
You're giving me what I'm giving you. So get all that all that comes with that. You get the good sex, you get food, you get all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
All these men, oh, let me get a plate. Hell no, you can't get a plate. How crazy is that you like me and you ain't never bought an egg roll?
Come
You
on.
ain't never sent me a cash snap and say, hey, this is the donation for somebody. How crazy is that?
And you said something, you were like, it's not going to always be 50-50. I have a thing where I say relationships be 100-100. So if you're giving me 100% of yourself,
Mhm.
I'm going to give
Mhm.
100% of myself, and it's going to be an exchange, and nobody is going to be empty. And shout out to Dwayne too. Let me just say, I have this shirt on right now, Bullcrab Apparel. Look them up on Facebook.
Period,
And Instagram.
period. We
Support
love-
Black business and get in.
We
it.
love Black
give them-
businesses.
and I
Support Black business and get into it.
I
Hey,
actually have
Pops,
been
your
like
daddy watching?
I've been 100% of myself, like where they had to with next month being a year cancer free, tumor free.
Hey.
Woo!
Shout out to you, baby girl.
But with that being said, where I was going through that, planning my to make sure this is okay for the kids if I was to die after this 8th surgery, there's no way I was giving 100% of myself. I was very selfish in the thought of what I had to do, and I knew
Mhm.
that it had nothing to do with him. Quid pro quo, that had nothing to do with that. I felt he was grown. It was okay for me to exempt him from what I was thinking and going through at that point in time.
Mhm.
And I felt because of what I was going through was rational. Again, I was telling you, we'll rationalize the fuck out of what the fuck we want to in the name of love.
Yep.
I love you or I love my kids because of this, and I'm going to do this because I love my kids. I love
Yep.
you, and
Yep.
this is okay
Yep.
because
Yep.
we're
Yep.
rational. Whatever,
Yep.
when in the name of love, we'll rationalize
Yep.
the fuck out of anything.
Yep.
So I couldn't honestly say like, yeah, I'm gonna give my 100% of like I didn't have 100, so I couldn't give 100. Didn't have it.
And see, that's the thing is that we have to be, and this is why I understand when some men say that, they don't want to get in relationships because they're not ready.
Mhm.
I understand that aspect because it's like, if I'm giving 100% and you can't give 100% of you, then it's never going to work. But then also, some men do not understand that you may not have everything financially, because like you said, I paid my mortgage for a whole year with no help. Actually, as a matter of fact, I bought my house with no help.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? So I can do the financials. I got, and not saying that we don't want y'all to have the
Right, right.
financials, because baby, listen, let me tell you something. If I can get half on the bill, please. If I
I
can
ain't
get
worried
half
about
on
the
the
whole
rent,
thing. Let me
you know
get
what I'm
half.
oh God, I
Yeah.
really be sitting and thinking like at home, like, like if I had a roommate, hint, hint,
Right.
wink, wink, how much would I have them pay a month? It's only them, maybe 300. Like I like sometimes I think like that because God damn it, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm tired. I'm
It
tired.
definitely
I'm
has
so
something to do with the
tired.
half part, at least
You
for
know,
me.
yeah. And so it's like, being somebody said something else. Men need to realize when you fuck with a woman, her problems become your problems. If a man is not ready for that responsibility, he shouldn't fuck with her, nor should he allow her. She allowed herself to be fucked with.
And again, with the person, even my thing is, even with that, sometimes it's the woman, sometimes it's the man too. You got a 1-year-old, what you're not about to do is tell me you're ready to date.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You
I feel how
absolutely not.
it could be, maybe, possibly, or whatever. But
That's
what you
fresh.
can't do
They fresh out the
is
coop.
Fresh out the
it's you asking for drama.
But then it's not only that, it's drama.
Mhm.
It's the point where, guess what? I got my kids this weekend.
Right.
Which that is great. That is
That's
absolutely
supposed to.
wonderful.
You're
That is
supposed to.
right. But
Detach
there is
you
a
from that
woman, there is
Supposed to.
there is a woman for that.
Yes.
There is absolutely a woman for that. However, this one right here is not that woman. Because guess what? My oldest is 6. I mean, my oldest is 16 and my youngest is 8. And he don't, the baby don't live with me. Okay. So I don't,
That's just
Sir,
extra.
no.
It's so too
so
fresh.
no,
It's too fresh.
sir, no. You got a 1, 2
No matter
year
how
old,
much
no.
you wanna.
No.
And my
Think-
kid's grown. I got a 21 and a 22-year-old.
Oh, there's
your baby's
absolutely
little.
no way
I
in
got a
hell.
That ain't
5-year-old,
my
and I
ministry.
know that
We ain't
that
doing
shit
it.
ain't sweet.
No way in hell.
Mhm.
No way in hell.
Mhm.
I would never sir. No. Okay, we have a question. Is it a time frame to where women feel like they can start asking or rely on the person they're dating, THEIR, or should they wait till he's their man, THEIR? I know you.
I
know because I'm ignorant. I'm an asshole.
I already corrected it. You didn't have to read the correct.
Oh. So, is there a time frame?
I'm uncomfortable.
I'm very uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable even in my relationship. I'm uncomfortable, which is why I pay everything. I think that was one of the things I talked about with my therapist. I don't think it was. I personally didn't think it was a control thing. She said it is a control thing, but I agree to disagree. Whatever, fuck her. She got a degree. Whatever.
I definitely think that it is a very uncomfortable thing. It is a very uncomfortable thing. I think that
I heard it. I received it.
to be able to ask somebody, and I think at some point in time, you know, we ask somebody for something and we depend on something, and that person says no. The no for me is what kills me. And this is a thing for me, and I'm really weird. I'm really weird. I asked my friend this the other day. I don't like calling people. Because I feel like when you don't answer your phone, that is a slap in the face to me. And I probably will never call you again. I'm weird. I said it. I already know it, but I know where that stems from. Though.
She done that and known I was at work, so and
yeah,
felt that way.
And
like,
I
but
feel
you know
some
I'm
type
at work,
of way. Don't buzz me or nothing like that. But
But you know I'm at work.
But
though.
I definitely
she
like.
told
I
herself
feel
a
that
story
way.
to make herself feel bad.
Yeah, because
You
I'm
know
like, why
I'm
you
at
didn't
work.
answer the phone?
You know I'm not on a
See,
regular 9 to
I
5
like
job
being
where I can
ignored.
answer my phone,
You
so
know,
I didn't
like,
ignore
same.
you.
Like if I send a text,
She
or
told
something
herself a
and
story.
and I know you read it.
Women
and you
tell
just don't
themselves a
text
story.
back, or you do text back and you dry. Ooh, I have a big problem with that when you text back.
She
you're
told
dry.
they telling themselves a story.
Ooh,
I'm a huge
You are
overthinker.
conversationalist, that's why.
And then on top of that, I don't want to really talk on the phone with you.
You called though.
I don't want. I don't
Wait a minute.
You called but I don't wanna talk
because
on the
that
phone.
because that's the thing
Yep,
though.
you heard it. You
With
heard it.
me, because I call, that means that I want to talk. That means that I value your conversation. That means that I value
because
what you have
gotta
to
I
say.
drop everything.
So absolutely.
This meeting I'm in that you know I work in, you know, right? I need to stop right now because she finna.
I'm a Pisces. Yes.
And that's some bullshit.
And I'm an absolute Pisces. I am the epitome of a Pisces. I am an overthinker. I am an emotional being. I am a fairy tale. I am all of that. Yes.
Watery.
Absolutely.
Pisces
I am
moon.
wet.
So I understand.
I ain't say that. Not that. I want to go on the record and say
My
I did not
Pisces
say
moon
that.
understands the emotional piece.
That was
of
never
that.
my
It's like, don't-
inclination ever.
I take things to heart. It's like, don't do me like that. You know what I mean? Or because just like she said, if she calls, that means I have something to tell you. I need to talk. Even if you can't talk to me, send me a text or something back. Like, hey, I can't pick up. I'm gonna call
Yeah,
you when I get
man.
out
Oh
of
my
something.
God.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
man. And I had to stop myself
I
from
get-
doing that.
Can
I-
y'all both stop yourself from doing that? Because I can't.
I know it
Listen,
can be a
I just
little extra
can't.
sometimes.
And you
And-
know,
But
yeah.
I
And
just
then
it's like,
How do
come
you
on.
have so many Sagittarius friends and you're the way you are?
because I love them.
that probably
Because
bring
I
out
because
a-
I actually appreciate
It balanced the fuck out of her.
yeah, and I appreciate
'Cause that's
their
some
blunt-
bullshit.
I appreciate their bluntness.
No,
I appreciate I have somebody that can
right there.
can come up against
Yeah.
me and kind of bring me back. But then also you all the phone thing is an issue with me because I am triggered. That is a trigger. The last time I talked to him, it was so that's a trigger for me. That's something that I'm trying.
And she trying to put it off
but-
on us, and I ain't going.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna unpack you one day.
I ain't going. I ain't.
We already got. It's already planned.
Oh. And didn't you say something about a blind date? I go on a blind date.
You ready for that?
She was mad because I told her she could never put me on a blind date.
Right.
I would
Her
be
or my
terrified.
I would never.
I would-
I would go on one.
I
That's,
would
I'm not
love
scared.
to go on a blind
I'll
date.
kill it.
I would love to go on a
I would
blind
kill
date.
a blind
What
babe,
they
but I wouldn't let
do?
her or
Baby, let me
Marjorie
tell you
set me up
something.
on
Let me
one.
tell
I
you
don't trust
something. The
them.
way when you told me that, I said, I could just see myself walking into that goddamn restaurant, fine as a bitch. Okay.
Come on.
Well, he'll know what I look like. See, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. He got to be handsome though. He got to be, but I do like a little ugly though. But he got to be something where I could look at and be like, you know what I'm saying? Throughout the night, I could be like, and technically, I can pay for my own meal.
If I'm setting y'all up on blind dates, y'all wouldn't be paying for it anyway.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's
set it up, cause sis love a free meal.
That part of the conversation.
This is the problem right now. They always take you out for the free meal. You
I don't
just
give a
go
damn. I pay for the meal too. I will pay for the meal. I make the meal. I will be the meal.
Oh, come on. Come on. Snack on these.
On
No,
the blind
not on-
date.
Not on the
blind
blind
date.
date, sir. Not on the blind date.
That line just got longer.
No, I know, right? Not on the blind
Real
date,
quick.
please, please. Because
Oh,
some of y'all,
you was on it. Mic
some
check
of-
1 2.
some of y'all be forcing it.
I'll be scared they're crazy.
Girl, bye. Let me
Don't be
show you
crazy
my
and
my
don't
inboxes.
Don't be shorter than me.
Let me show you
I
my.
have
Don't be shorter than me, don't be crazy.
Everybody's a little bit crazy.
They are because
I mean,
I'm
to
bad
an
shit.
extent.
I'm bad shit.
I mean, I'm
I'm
little
possessive.
crazy,
I'm a
but not
possessive
too
Pisces.
much, just
So I
a
was
teaspoon.
told that.
You don't want the
can't
crazy
have
too
too
much.
And I had to think about it.
I don't want too crazy. You can't be too crazy.
I
Too
don't
crazy.
want
That's
nobody
a limit.
crazy. I literally I don't
be
want
too
I don't
crazy.
want you acting possessive with
Mm-mm,
me.
that's not
I don't
attractive.
want you acting I don't want any of that. I don't want you insecure. I don't want you any of that because I'm a beautiful, wonderful woman. Okay?
And
I'm
loyal.
wonderful.
Ain't no reason for no
And
insecurity.
there's a line. Y'all can't see it, but they there. And so there are people that are waiting. Male and female. I choose not for the female. However, there are people that are waiting. But no. But I'm gonna treat you the way that you want to be treated. Period. And at the end of the day, when I can't treat you the way that you want to be treated, you are free to leave.
Mhm.
You are free to
Ooh,
leave.
you just said something. Because if I can't treat you the way that I need to treat you, you know what I mean? Because it's like there's a certain way that I like to give love, and there's a certain way that if that's rejected,
Mhm.
then that's a
Mhm.
problem, and
Yeah.
everybody doesn't know how to receive the love.
Is it a
in the
problem or
way-
do you need to adjust? Because you feel
I
like
think-
it's
I
the
think
way
that you need
that,
to
I'm
adjust.
giving it to him.
I
But-
think that you need to adjust.
Well, I mean, like,
Nope.
but are they receptive to love? How open are they to love?
Because it's not the same way. Don't mean they're not
Right.
receptive. I mean,
Well-
you're doing it wrong.
Right. And are you receptive to and that was the thing.
Consider-
That was
right,
the thing
'cause
that
was-
I had to learn to be receptive to the way that person loved. And then they had to be receptive to the way that I wanted to be loved. That's the only way that it can work.
But check this out, though, right?
That's what we're gonna talk about the
If-
episode because women we selfish as a bitch.
We are, but
We're
look,
gonna talk about
I'm not-
sex.
if
You're
If there's
Sagittarius,
a-
yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
if
He's
there's a
always right.
disconnect
Mhm.
on
I'm just-
the way we're receiving, then maybe
Trying to-
that
Then maybe we
person
just
is
not-
Convince y'all
Exactly.
why.
They just not exactly
because I feel
Exactly.
like if this is the person that is for me, I believe in soulmates. I don't believe in trying to make something work with somebody that
pretty
ain't
sure you
it.
agree
You know,
with me.
so
You
if they're
just
not
wanna just-
receptive to the way that I'm
Yes,
giving the
you
love or the
agree.
way that and not
You
even just
agree.
oh you got to take the love the way I'm giving
Right.
it, not
I
necessarily
think
like
you
that,
agree.
but me being free. Me
It's
being
fine.
free in my
I
love
understand.
and giving the way that I give and communicating the way that I communicate, if they're not receptive to that, then maybe we're a little bit too different to even be in this space together.
And we have
And
to
that's
be
not, that's
able
what I
to-
mean by that. Like if they can't receive my
Yeah.
love, it ain't just take my love. You know what
Right.
I mean? Or
Take my
you know,
love.
Take my shit.
But
Take
it's
my
like,
love,
you know,
Love can be
Take my
aggressive.
love.
I mean,
Take
it can
my
be, but
love.
it's, you know.
Yeah, domestic violence in Wisconsin, Milwaukee alone will let you know it's very
love
aggressive.
in the sheets.
But
In between the
emotionally,
sheets. Yeah,
mentally,
choke me
we gotta
out.
be on, we
In
gotta be on the
between.
same accord. And if that ain't happening, then we need to move around.
Well,
I don't believe
sometimes-
in, just forcing that to work.
No,
Mhm.
hold on. Sometimes it's not always about forcing. Sometimes you have to understand whether or not that individual knows what love looks like.
Mm.
We tend to forget that not everybody received love
Mm-hmm.
and they had to develop trauma bonds, what they think is love.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you two may be on the same accord,
Mhm.
they don't understand what love's supposed to look like. So they could be doing what they're doing, not out of spite or rejection to what you're doing, but
Right.
because this is how they think you're supposed to react to
Right.
show love. Like there
Mhm.
are women out here who feel like if the relationship is not toxic, it's not love.
Right.
Only because they grew up in an environment where they seen that and that's what they thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
So you may be
Mhm.
coming to somebody with genuine, pure love of I want to love on you and heal you and help you get there where they are, and they're reciprocating with aggression because that's what they think love. Is supposed to look like.
And at the same time though, you have to have there has to be a boundary. And I think, this is not just a man and a woman thing. This is a human nature. This is a people thing. You have to start setting boundaries, because when you have someone who is constantly they're harsh, you have to know when to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, how long is it gonna take me for us to get, to mesh well?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How long is it? And sometimes, really honestly, and again, in any type of relationship, any type of circumstance, whether it be friendship, even family ship,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Because you can be my family and I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? There are people that are my family that I love you.
Right.
Honestly, if you came and you called me and you needed me, I'm there for you because you're my family. However, would I kick it with you? And no, I probably wouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I probably wouldn't. But I think it's just a more so of, just treat people how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Set your boundaries, stick with your boundaries, and those people that don't respect your boundaries, or they'll fall to the wayside, literally. And what you will have if you continue that, I think, is that you'll build a solid core group of people. Your friends, your family, friends can become family, things of that nature. So I think that we just need to be cognizant of the way that we treat people, because I want to treat somebody in a way that they say to themselves, oh, you know what, people are nice, still nice today. You know what I'm saying? There's still some nice people out there. So that's gonna make me be nice. That person smiled at me, so that's gonna make me give a smile.
Mhm.
And because you never know who you can touch, you never know, what you can spark by just being just nice, and just the morality of it all. Just stop treating people like shit.
Right.
I don't think nobody intentionally goes out their way to treat somebody out like shit. I think it's
people-
a luck
yeah,
illusion.
I
I
think-
think
I think-
I think people do.
People do.
Yeah,
I don't.
Somewhere in the last 20
Mhm.
years,
absolutely.
being an asshole
It's
became the method of choice of how people want to carry themselves.
And something about
That come with the
feel like-
keyboard courage or whatever generation y'all. So it again goes to what y'all choose to entertain.
Mhm.
The people of that nature, like, okay, like I'm not gonna talk. Like, I think again, I think I may be rare because I really don't care what people think about me.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna do
Mhm.
this because y'all think it's gonna be cute or it's
Mhm.
gonna be popular or I
Mhm.
don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very literal and intentional on that I don't care. But when it comes to the male species, even though my sentiment is I don't give a fuck, I have to give a
You
fuck
have to give a fuck
because
that's
it's
what you-
opposite
yeah.
of what I think. It's literally the
Absolutely.
opposite.
Mhm.
So I try to go out my way to be like, okay, I know that I feel I'm right, and I'm probably ain't gonna be right, but
shut the fuck up, Vicky.
I must shut the fuck up at this point in time. And I think that's the part that unfortunately, not unfortunately, and fortunately attracts me to the male species because I know when to shut the fuck up and be quiet, but I
Mhm.
might shoot you a text later and show you that I was right.
Oh,
But
God.
I'm not gonna correct you in front of somebody. I'm not gonna be condescending. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna I'm not gonna do none of that stuff. I've always been that way.
Mhm.
Not new.
Mhm.
I think people go out the women now go out the way to shine. Like, why? Well, it's not even that hard. I can step in the room and still shine. You don't have to go out your way to discredit that man. Let him talk, and he'll discredit himself. There's literally
There's
like
no reason
sometimes
for
you
it.
just got to be quiet, and
Exactly.
it's literally enough.
Mhm.
That
And
that
that's
soft
what-
confidence is enough.
Right. And that's something that, like he was saying, like, I think that there are people that actually intentionally set out to be mean people.
Yeah.
There's a mean girl, a mean boy era that's going on. And women think that it's okay to have stank attitudes. If you see me, if I'm walking, I automatically just have a,
And I mean,
but
and
then,
I'm
but then guess
good morning,
right.
good afternoon.
But then, and that's the thing, like, I'll speak, I'll say hi, but that's just my face, when you ask me, you need to stop frowning so much, it's like, I'll give you a little quip or, a little something, cute or something, leave the fuck alone.
But it's a defense mechanism too.
Yeah, it's
'cause
definitely
people have been hurt and
Yeah.
people are hurting, and even like some of the guys,
Mhm.
and when you experience certain things
Mhm.
and you feel like, oh well, I was nice and I got shit on, so now I'm gonna do the opposite to try to avoid that hurt.
Mhm.
And then, and then that's what you take on. And you end up giving that to people who wouldn't even have hurt you in the first
Absolutely.
place. So
Absolutely.
it's not really a win situation.
Yeah.
Women too, we've been hurt by guys, or we might hear guys. We were just talking about this in the group the other day where we were saying like, how people feel like, well, the aggressive and rude women somehow get respected or whatever. And there are people on YouTube platforms and whatever just kind of preaching this whole thing about, oh, we respect these kind of women and this and that. And so women who don't want to feel that hurt, they end up taking that on and taking on that asshole, attitude and applying it to people who don't even deserve it.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah. And then saying that, that whole soft girl mentality, all of that good stuff.
I think it just depends because I have somebody close to me she's mean. Like and just in general, like and don't get me wrong, the bark is way way worse than the bite. Beat her ass. That has nothing to do with it.
I said, bitch, girl, you would get your ass beat.
But that's just her
Right.
sentiment growing up, defense mechanism or whatever. It's literally, you wouldn't think that we were related, same like mean.
So I think a lot of this is really something that,
but she always had a boyfriend.
Yeah, it boils down to, and I even say that the nice girls finish last. The women who they bitches and they they get this and they get that, and you know what I'm saying, and it's like, okay, but here go the nice girls and we just we work our job and
it away but the mean ones get spoiled and,
exactly but again, it is what it is.
Right.
I'm never looking at somebody and say, oh, let me be a mean girl now, because that's just not
natural.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm mean enough in my own way. Okay, I will cuss you the fuck out. No, but no, I truly think that to close us out, I truly think that moving forward, I think that people just need to I know. I think that people just need to really just start treating people the way that you want to be treated. Niceness goes a very long way. I remember it was a guy who he sent me an inbox and some things that were said and he was like, you nice. Yeah, I am. I'm nice. So people are really surprised by that. And so I think that it's not a hard thing to you can still set your boundaries, you can still stand up for yourself without being a complete asshole and just being a complete just a waste of a human being. Treat people the way that you want to be treated. Live life, love life, love on people. Again, it doesn't take that much just to be nice to somebody and show them love, real love. It could just be a smile. You never know how that melt somebody's heart and make their day. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for joining in today. I can't. I said, folks. I can't wait to the next the next episode. Y'all join in with us, share this podcast, subscribe. You can actually find it on Apple. Did you find it on? Where did you find it on? Google, whatever Google has. Shout out to Dwayne for the t-shirt.
Come on, let's
3Bs catering. We got some things coming up. See us then. Love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Peace out.